Hello, friends. This is take two because the last time I did this, you could not hear me. That's a bummer, but that's okay. I'm going to do this again because I want you to all have access to this presentation, and it's important that you get to see it. So let's do this again. Okay, so I am about to teach you how to launch and prepare for the launch of a brand new course. So come behind the scenes with me and watch me as I show you my thought process behind starting a brand new course whenever I have an idea or I have a client who's coming to me with an idea. In this live stream, we're going to shift from overwhelm at the thought of creating an online course, and we're going to by the end of this time together, and this should be less than 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how I approach the start of a new project using a tool that I'm going to make available for you to set the whole project up for success. All right, how does that sound? All right, here's my thought process that I'm going to walk you through whenever I have a brand new idea that is like just hanging out in front of me. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the opportunity that I see ahead of me. And there's an idea that I want to walk you through, an example. And this is something about giving feedback. So a lot of people that follow me here are coaches or consultants, and you might find that you're teaching your clients often how to become better coaches themselves or better managers, and how to give feedback. So let's talk about that skill. I see feedback as being an area where I can support people. Maybe I already do this, or you already do this, and you want to show people how to give better positive and constructive feedback. Maybe you find that this is something that's really lacking. You don't see a lot of confidence. You see that people are um, maybe they don't have the skill, or you find they don't know when or how to give feedback, and it's just coming across as abrasive, or maybe they're coming across as too timid. All right, so there's an opportunity maybe that you see. Next, I want you to think about the thing you're really good at. So I would think here, I've taught a lot of people how to give feedback. I might be really good at it myself. I have a qualification, or maybe I do this often with my clients. So think about like what part of this are you really good at? You might be good at giving demonstrations. You might be good at helping create practice opportunities. Perfect. So then in the center of this, you can write out some different course topic ideas. So things that you think might be great topic ideas. Here we could put perhaps uh, giving feedback without feeling like a jerk. Mind my printing here. I'm not going to go back and correct a lot of this. Other ideas might be how and when to give feedback. Encouraging your team with feedback, or might be something you might be finding it would be useful to give feedback to your boss without being scared. So like you could just come up with different topic ideas based on the opportunity you see and based on what you're good at and the things that you can guide a learner towards. All right, so that's just my very initial thought process when I'm brainstorming. I do have a whiteboard, so you'll see it behind me here. I use this all the time when I want to just start brain dumping the things that the opportunity I see or the things I'm good at and what the cross section is and what kind of courses could come up with that. So are you in the right place for this series? Because over the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be doing a live stream on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are you motivated to create a passive income stream for yourself? You want to create something in your business that is more passive, that can take some time, can build revenue without you trading your time for money. Maybe you want to have more time freedom, and you want to make sure that the learning offer you make is profitable. It has to work, it has to be profitable. Maybe you want to retire in the next 10 years. maybe you want to go on maternity leave, you're planning to have a baby, or you want to spend more time home with your kids. These last 2 years really demonstrated that having flexibility and being able to generate income without you having to be there 100%, that became really obvious in the last couple of years. But likely, if you're here, your reputation matters, and you want to make sure that the learning experience you're creating will transform people. You want to get results for people. So, which one of these are you? Which one resonates? And whatever your motivation, I fully support it because I myself have been motivated to create passive income. I want to make sure that the learning offer is profitable and it's a good use of my time to create. And I also want to make sure that the learning experience will transform people. I've got a reputation to uphold, and I don't want people to be taking this if it's not going to be good. I don't want to contribute to this course creator economy of well marketed courses that don't actually do anything for people. So I fully support this. And if you don't know me already, let me share a little bit about my background. So I've been a music teacher since I was a teenager. I'm actually a violinist, and I've been teaching music for a lot of years now. I still do. Um, and then when I was in my early 20s, I did a business degree, I did an education degree, and I started in corporate training. A lot of people here on LinkedIn know me from those days of corporate training. And I've created hundreds and hundreds of courses and programs and learning assets. I also freelanced starting in 2015 when I left corporate job because of my small children and I wanted to have more freedom, more flexibility. So I did a lot of freelance projects and I was acting as a learning consultant. And since then, in the last 2 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs create learning offers that are structured to deliver awesome satisfaction, drive engagement, and ultimately get results for them in a profitable way, but also for their students. And I love to teach you how to track and measure those and evaluate if your course is good. So, what would it look like for you if you already had a course created? For me, in the fall, just recently, I decided it was time for me to create a course because I knew that I wanted to do a step by step learning offer for people. So I created it. It was grit to get through. I was managing client projects as well at the time. And even though I have a really great streamlined process and I have all the tools, all the experience, it still takes time. You have to really hold yourself accountable to these goals. But now that it's done, I have a tangible product that I sell and I license it out to other business coaches and sales coaches who want to support their clients with creating offers. So it's really interesting that now it's done and my life looks different. I have a passive revenue stream that's growing in my business. So what would it look like for you if you already had this created? Creating and launching a learning offer doesn't need to be intimidating. It can be an awesome way to get your expertise into the hands of many without sacrificing your time and schedule. And I'm talking about creating a course, but I also can talk to you and coach you through tons of different types of learning delivery methods. So you could have a membership, a course, a group coaching program. You could be creating a workshop for corporate clients. You could be creating e-learning that's available off the shelf for corporate. So there's lots of models here. You don't have to think of it just as a traditional online course that you've maybe seen already before. So I want you in this next 10, 15 minutes to walk through some examples with me. I'm going to show you how to figure out the problem that you're solving, the desires that your learner has, and also how to start going about figuring gaps that they have in their knowledge, their skill, and in their mindset. All right, so let's hop on over to this worksheet that I have, and I'd like you to stick around because I want to gift this worksheet to you at the end. I'm going to give you a link. Okay, so here are some question prompts that I use when I am first getting started with a brand new idea. I don't like to sit down with a blank page because that can be really intimidating, and you don't want to feel like you're starting from scratch every time. You want to feel like you're starting within a process. It's a lot easier. So a couple question prompts that I have. Do I want to create a product-based offer or service-based? Product-based means it's something that's packaged up, it can be sold and kind of operate without you. Service-based means that you need to be there to deliver. So this could be a workshop that you have to go and deliver in a corporate setting. It could be a virtual workshop that you deliver, or it could be like a group-based coaching program. So for this one, I think I want it to be product-based as much as possible. That's just the feeling that I get. It's the thing that I want to achieve for my business. What's the problem that I'm trying to solve for myself, for the business? Okay, so I'm trying to solve a problem of right now, I'm teaching people how to give feedback all the time, and I just keep kind of duplicating my own thing that I keep saying over and over again. So I want to try to automate this kind of like instruction in my business because I'm finding it's something I'm teaching over and over, and I don't like that. I don't want to have to keep saying the same thing. I think I can streamline this part of my business. And I also know that I have a lot of value to share. And so I want to be able to get this to as many people as possible. All right, you can go more in depth into that, but that's the general idea. I start thinking about the problem I'm trying to solve for myself. What's the outcome that everyone wants for the learner? Okay, so I want my learner to feel more confident. I want them to know when and how and where to give feedback. I want them to know the value in giving positive and constructive feedback. And I want them to be able to do that. I want them to do that again and again. So is this the same outcome for the learner? Do they also want these things? Do they want to feel more confident? Do they want to know when, how, and where to give feedback? And do they want to know why giving positive and constructive feedback is important? And think here, what other outcomes does your learner want specifically? Sorry. Maybe they want to, like, why do they want to give feedback well? That's kind of what you want to ask yourself. Is it because they have a team or a boss that needs to be receiving feedback? Or is it because um, they have to delegate a lot and it's important for them to give feedback for the quality of the product or the thing they're influencing? Um, so there's a lot of reasons why, and you can start to really think about the outcome that everyone wants for the learner. Who is the learner? This is important. We're going to do an in-depth dive into the learner and who they are and their persona in another live stream in a few weeks. You can see what's coming up on my LinkedIn account. Just look at that and look for the posts. But who is the learner? This is like, okay, they're a client of mine. They're managers, and I'm teaching them, how to be better coaches. Whatever your learner is, whoever they are, this is where you want to start describing them. All right, so now we're going to start to explore that learner a little more. So at a high level, what is the starting place for them? Okay, so they're middle managers, not a lot of coaching experience, not super skilled with giving feedback. Maybe they don't give feedback often. So confidence is low, or maybe you have some people who are overconfident, but not super skilled. All right, so that's kind of like the X. Where are they now? Then this is your Y, or the destination. Where do people want to be after taking this course or after working with me? What kind of an end result? So this is sort of like the overall benefit. This is the, they want to feel confident when giving feedback, never too much or too little, and not coming across as rude. All right, so this part, how long do you think it will take them to achieve this transformation? This one is often a good spot because it can raise red flags. So if you think, somebody's going to have to practice this 10 times. Okay, so what does it look like in order to deliver a practice experience 10 times? Are you going to have to meet with a group? Are they going to have to role play? Will you need to give feedback and redirect? If so, is this a product based offer or is it service based? You might have to rethink that product based offer. Because if people need to be able to get feedback from you or be redirected, then ultimately you might need to be there, or you might figure out how to hire a facilitator to deliver this. There might be some components that you can deliver as a product and others where you need to meet live and give that opportunity for people to role play or practice. This is a good spot. You might raise red flags here. And this is also an opportunity to start to map out like, yeah, how long is this going to take? Is this going to be 4 weeks, 8 weeks? Can we do this in one day? How long will it take? Be honest with yourself here. Okay, next we're going to look at some scenarios of what's currently happening versus what should be happening. So I like to always think of confidence, mindset or attitude, skill, and knowledge. Okay, those are kind of the buckets that we're looking at. Okay, so what's currently happening? Currently, my client doesn't know when to give feedback. They don't know how to structure constructive feedback without being offensive. They don't have like a proven model or anything to remember. They don't know why sandwiching feedback is less useful. So start to brainstorm what's currently happening. And you probably just can do this on your own with what you already know. And then in a few weeks, I'm going to show you how to do a deeper dive into the research of this. So to actually dig in and think not just what you perceive, but also starting to ask these questions and have some observation of your audience. So if you've already observed your audience a lot and you know, okay, these are the things that are happening, yikes, these are the things that should be happening. Then you can do a lot of this yourself. So if they don't know when to give feedback, but you want them to, when and in what situations to give feedback. Perfect. If they don't know how to structure constructive feedback, I want them to structure and deliver constructive feedback. You're kind of like doing the where they're at now versus what should be happening, and you're going to start to see some gaps. They don't have a proven model. Okay, I want them using a proven model. And they don't know why sandwiching feedback is less useful. So I want them to understand why sandwiching feedback doesn't work. Okay, so this is their current state, their future state, and then you can start to think about the gaps as well. I didn't leave a column for this in this one, but often I'll do this in a table. So start to think, okay, my client doesn't know when to give feedback. So that's a little bit of knowledge. They don't know when. If you want them to structure and deliver constructive feedback, that is a skill. So we want to develop a skill here. If you want them using a proven model, that's also a skill. That's practice. We want them doing something differently. And then understanding why sandwiching feedback doesn't work. So that's like, hey, awesome job on this document, but the fonts are all wrong. But that's okay. Let me fix it for you, or let me the way that you place them in the box is great. So you're basically like burying the constructive feedback between positive feedback. All right, so this is a document that can be really useful to get started. I always ask myself these questions. If you want to get access to this, I'm going to show you in a minute here. I'll share the link. All right, so if you have started with this and you think, oh yeah, this is really helpful, I would love to have somebody help me more with this journey and I don't have a long time to wait, yes, attend all of these live streams. It's going to be super useful for you because I am launching a group boot camp in April that you and a whole group of other entrepreneurs can start creating a course, and I'll hold you accountable through that process. But if you're ready to start now, and you want somebody to help you create a really clear learning plan, then I'm available for one-on-one as well. So let me know. You can keep moving forward on your own without any help at all. And that's fine. You can YouTube a lot of this stuff, but you'll run the risk of being in the same place next year with no course. You'll have wasted time, you'll have wasted money, and you'll have nothing to sell. You'll have nothing market ready. And I had a client who, in 1 year, she trashed 4 courses because they just were no good. They weren't getting the results. She couldn't get them launched. But then after working with me, she was able to launch them really soon and they went on to be successful. So it's important to get help. This is a quote I often say. You'll hear me say this, and I don't want you to be offended by your own inability to do this by yourself. This is a very complex project to undertake. There's a lot of moving parts to not only create your course itself, but also to sell it. And it takes a lot of experience and a clear process to be able to do this regularly again and again. So don't be offended if you are feeling stuck or overwhelmed. I want you to join here each Monday live at 1 o'clock. I promise that I will make sure my audio works. Apologies for the first version. Please download the worksheet at boostld.com/livestream_worksheet. I want you to get access to this worksheet so that you can have it and you can start to test out your own idea. I want you to explore your ideas and start to think about what kind of course topics might be worthwhile for you to take to market. You can do it. I'm not, anything super special, but I do have a well-proven process, and I've supported hundreds and hundreds of courses to get them from start to finish. So I can definitely help you, and it doesn't cost anything to book a call with me. Just send me a LinkedIn DM. I would love to have a conversation and just start to explore your project and see if it might be worthwhile working with somebody who can support you. So thank you so much for showing up, and we will talk to you later. Have a great day. See if I can end this live stream.